beautiful earthlings. I am your earthly cousin, Kay, and I'm back with another video. It's been some time. It's going on almost 2 weeks since my previous video that I have uploaded, and that one has taken quite a liking, and I'm very happy. During my almost 2 week hiatus, I've been spending some time on learning about the dimensional quantities of behavior and the fundamental properties and yada 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 yada. So I am back in school again, and I am working too. But I am in school finishing up the previous master's degree I started initially, and that's what I went to work for. I used to work with kids with autism, and I'm still within the healthcare field. I would like to continue to work with kids, but I also am in the process of broadening my spectrum, but as well as with the mental health and wellness master's degree that I have. Now becoming a behavior analyst is the title I'm going to have in conjunction with being an artist. So there's multiple roles that I'm playing, and there is some conjuring up that I am doing as to how that will fit into my family dynamics and as well as to have fun and make a living. But that leads me to want to talk about is self-sabotage. A lot of us don't realize that we are the ones that's self-sabotaging ourselves. And what that means is, it's when you put it like that in perspective, it just like, how are you self-sabotaging yourself? Well, I'm going to give an example about me. How I used to self-sabotage myself is I used to overgive. I used to overgive to people, which is a very traumatic response. Like, where did I get that from? That was learned, but it can be unlearned as well. So that was one of the main self-sabotaging characteristics that I had, and it's also my love language too. My love language is to serve. I like that. I like when people serve me, and let's serve each other. Let's make our lives easier. But boundaries, I didn't have any set boundaries for myself, which in my case it got me hurt. It got me hurt not only in my past relationship, but it got me hurt through friendships as well, because people saw me as a resource. And it's not like I'm an introvert naturally, but I can also be an extrovert when the time comes. It just depends on the person and the situation or the environment. However, in those environments that I was placed in by choice, because it was me, I was self-sabotaging myself because of my resources were being depleted, such as my time, my energy, and my money, and my love. Let's put that in there too. So I didn't realize that was self-sabotage up until the end of my previous relationship. And that was something I wanted to change about myself. But I had to redirect, what does that look like in retrospect of you giving this to my man now, as well as doing the same thing for, you know, people I'm becoming friends with now, is to not overgive. And now my man, like, we're together now. We over give, and the reciprocity is balanced. And that's the thing. When it's not balanced, that's when you're drained. You feel physically depleted. Like, you feel it, and I used to get sick. I used to get sick all the time. And I changed a lot of my eating habits years ago, like way like back in college. I changed my eating habits, so I became more health conscious then. However, I was still getting sick, and I'm like, why am I still getting sick? The people that you are around are making you sick because they're energetically draining you. Therefore, if you're not aware of the energetic drainage, just a lot of things can happen, like, just a lot of imbalances within your body, and it will take a toll on you. And at that point, it's time to get rid of the person. At that point, it's time to get out the environment. It's time to change up whatever you're doing and to focus on yourself, to where this is what matters. And this is just a message because the masses of the people don't really know, or they're not aware. And that's, the point of my channel now, is just to bring awareness, because that is what I'm all about. I'm all about helping people become aware, or becoming aware of certain things that they might not have noticed before. And they're wondering why they're still going through the cycle of this recurring behavior pattern that's causing them some issues. Therefore, it's influencing and affecting their well-being negatively. But what we want to do, we want to change that positively and have a positive impact on your well-being. That's my role, and that's what I'm getting my credentials in, because I love this stuff. I love learning about human behavior, but I also love learning about a lot of things, which is why I enjoy reading books, and I love going to school, obviously. But self-sabotage is a killer. That can really kill you. Self-sabotage, because you have to really see that certain things are a liability. If it's a liability to you, it's going to cause you stress, and stress kills. Point blank. Stress increases the cortisol, and when your cortisol levels are up, it is going to increase and turn some on switches to certain diseases. We don't know which ones yet, because people won't see it till later in life. So what are you doing now is going to affect you later in life, which is why it's very imperative for you to understand what self-sabotaging habits are you engaging in, or what self-sabotaging environment is causing you to feel the way that you feel. If you made it this far in this video, then obviously you're interested, which I'm very grateful that you have made it this far into the video. And if you have made it this far into the video, don't forget to like this video, also subscribe. And then if you want this message to reach someone that you love, or you're really trying to get a point across to somebody that you're finding a hard time to articulate this to, then also send this video to them too, because they might be encountering some self-sabotaging habits as well. And if you are encountering some self-sabotaging habits, then, and you aren't aware up until now, then the people in your life that you're engaging with on a daily basis might also be doing the same thing. It's a high possibility, because if you're unaware, then birds of a feather flock together majority of the time. Which is why the company you keep is very important, and the company you keep is very detrimental to your mental space, and your energetic space, and your overall well-being. Other things that can also be, self-sabotaging to you is not paying attention to your needs. You may be self-sabotaging yourself by focusing on other people's needs, but you're also neglecting your own, which is why setting boundaries is very important. Whether you're going to answer that phone call and you told that person, don't call me after a certain time, and you also have on your, do not disturb notification when someone does text you, at that point, the boundary is already set, and now you just have to remove yourself from that person, or just stop answering the phone in that example. Another way is of your self-sabotaging yourself by not being kind to yourself. And majority of the people are victims to that. You're not being kind to yourself when you're with someone that you don't want to be with. You're not being kind to yourself when you're constantly looking at yourself and poking at yourself, poking out flaws that only you notice and that only matters to you, because outside of you, no one else cares. No one else cares. I had 2 kids. I'm still breastfeeding. My babies don't care about what my body looked like, but I care. That's a whole nother story. I care, but I'm not going to sit here and poke, at like, oh, look at my belly. I know I had 2 kids, and it's very difficult to, you know, look a certain way like you used to. But I know I will get there. I know the goal is right there and it is achievable. Not being kind to yourself. Also, you're self-sabotage yourself by knowing that you're not supposed to be engaging in a behavior, but you're still engaging in behavior. For instance, you're not supposed to be eating certain things, but you still eat it anyway. And when you eat something, let's say, for example, ice cream, and it's dairy ice cream, and it disturbs your stomach, then you're self-sabotaging yourself. Like, that you're not supposed to be doing it, but you do it anyway. But at that point, again, it leads down the direction of discipline. People that encounter self-sabotaging, they engage in self-sabotaging habits, they don't know discipline. And just reflect on your childhood. What did discipline look like to you when you were a child? Like, how did you respond to, people that were of authority to you? Did those people of authority, did they display those authoritative actions in a way that seemed disrespectful to you? What were their characteristics? What does that look like for you to have become this person that doesn't want to listen to the rules anymore? And the rules that you in place for yourself. Now, you listen to the rules that, either your boyfriend, girlfriend, or wife might put in place, but why won't you listen to the rules of yourself? That's the thing. So because you have self-sabotaging characteristics and you continue to engage in these things, and if you're aware, if you're not aware, that's one thing, but if you are aware, at this point it is discipline. And because it's discipline, you do not trust yourself enough, for one. And then two, because you don't listen to yourself and you're self-disciplining yourself, it's also, what's the word? Okay, can you go over there, please? Oh my gosh, I have the word, and then here comes my daughter. Just it's away. What is the word? I can't even think of the word. If I can figure out the word, I am going to put it on the screen. Oh my goodness. Yes, that's an egg, and you took the egg out of the shell and wasted it. Okay, that's the egg gone. I'm losing my train of thought because this is the only way I'm able to really get these videos out to you. And this is what it looks like because I'm not recording a day in my life again, or the motherhood of it. But this is for the mothers too, mainly. This is for anybody, actually. This is not just for people that are mothers. This is not just for people that have kids. This is for any person that is struggling with trusting themselves, and you keep self-sabotaging yourself. And like I said, I used to self-sabotage myself until I actually did the work. But I done the work when I was pregnant. It started prior to me being pregnant, but I really had no clear idea of what the healing process would look like. And it up until I created a structured format, which is my book. And me working on my book from the time prior to me getting having my first child up until last summer of 2024, that structured document actually helped me with self-sabotaging, actually helped me get rid of it, because I actually identified certain things about myself, and I asked those hard questions that was needed for me to get through the process and get to this next step of being able to go back to work without the anxiety, being able to do a lot of things with the anxiety, being able to get over past traumas and past events that happen and stop bringing them up as if they occurred yesterday, which I did do, because obviously postpartum depression, and I don't want to really blame it on that, but I did. And the postpartum anxiety, and we're here, and yes. So I just want to be able to continue to help people, and also help people in other ways. And if this is what it looks like, this is what it looks like. I'm here for it. I'm here for me doing this. Yes, give me. But I'm also here to keep hitting Mike. I'm also here to help people be a better version of themselves. And what does that look like is they are serving them, but also being empathetic of themselves and being empathetic of other people at the same time. But understanding the environment that you're in and knowing that you can remove yourself from the environment to become a better person, because that's what we have to do. But in order to do that, as well as stop sabotaging yourself, you also have to stop playing the victim. You got to stop playing the victim, because if you continue to say that you're the victim, you're looking for someone else to blame. And I'm not saying blame yourself, which I did, because it's 50-50. It's half our part of what we continue and what we allow to continue to happen to us, but it was also the other person's part too. But at some point, we have to be accountable for the role that we played in that environment and in that situation. And once we understand the role that we played, how can we not, like, what is the role that we're going to play moving forward? What does that look like? How does that feel? Do we still have this traumatic response in our gut that we feel that wrenches up? Does our heart stop? Are we not breathing properly? And all those effects from, all of this, it should be, we want to continue to breathe through the motions. We don't want this gut feeling in our body. We just want to feel normal. We want some normalcy. And we know it's not normal to keep arguing with people all the time. We know it's not normal to keep, having your head over your shoulders or having your head on swivel at all times. It depends on the situation for that. However, gotta stop playing the victim. In order to stop playing the victim, we gotta stop self-sabotaging ourselves and just be aware of the environment that we're in and the role that we're playing. And that's exactly what I am learning about. It's crazy, one of my classes. But it's more so on the scientific spectrum. But I'm just gonna get away from all those fancy words and just, this is exactly what it is. But yeah, I just really want to continue to help people and becoming a better version of themselves, of what that looks like, whether it looks like motherhood, fatherhood, just being a person. You don't want no labels. Having labels comes with a lot of responsibilities. Like, sometimes I just want to be me. At an hour in my day, I just want to be me. But also knowing me, that's also a role that I just want to continue to play as well. But we just got to stop self-sabotaging ourselves in order for us to move in the next direction of our lives. And even where you're at in your life now, there are other opportunities and other options that you can take. I always tell my husband this, that, we have an abundance of opportunities. And the word abundance is something I've been teaching my 3-year-old daughter as well. Like, this is what abundance looks like. She might not fathom the context of it, but of what it looks like is as far as we can get. But I want to cut this video right here. If you have made it this far, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you like this content, and hopefully this mic is okay. It's new. It was a gift. My husband got it for me. I hope it was fine. And if you can just comment down below if you're willing to share, a self-sabotaging trait that you would like to let go, or that you have let go, or something that you want to work on letting go. I'm a problem solver, and I want to solve the world's problems one problem at a time. But I got to start with my own problems first, because that's how it got to work like that. That's the only math that makes sense to me. So in order for me to save the world, I got to work on my own self. And I'm continuing to work on myself, and it's an everlasting process. But I'm your earthly cousin. I'm glad to be back on your screen if you're still watching me. And I'm going to talk to you guys in the next video. Don't forget to do all the things in the description. In the description, I am going to link my book if you guys are interested in that. I have sold a couple copies. I'm pretty proud of myself. I sold over 10 copies, and I'm really happy about that. I'm proud of myself. I really am. But I'm going to get back to this. The sooner I finish this stuff, the sooner I can finish this book I've been telling you guys in the previous videos I've been working on. And it's my first children's book I'm illustrating. I didn't write it, but I'm illustrating my first children's book, and I'm very excited about that. So if you guys will, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao. Embark on a transformative journey with my comprehensive guide that empowers you to explore the depths of your inner self. This book serves as a beacon for those seeking clarity in their lives, offering practical tools and insights that facilitate profound self-discovery. Learn how to identify your values, passions, and purpose, setting the foundation for a fulfilling life. Self-improvement is an ongoing journey that requires commitment and resilience.